Okay, let's talk about the metaphysical astrology interpretation of the ninth house Sagittarius Jupiter energetic triad, how this energy influences us and our lives. In metaphysical astrology, we see each energetic expression as an evolution from the energy that came before, giving us an opportunity to open to a higher, more harmonic expression of ourselves, which makes our lives more balanced, more fulfilling, and happier. Ninth house Sagittarius Jupiter is the third and final fire energetic expression in the evolution of the metaphysical astrology wheel. The first house, Aries Mars energy being the first, where we act in selfish ways to meet our immediate needs for ourselves or for anything we're trying to bring into the world. And the fifth house, Leo Sun triad, acting to manifest one's own main focus in life, being the second. Now, in the ninth house, Sagittarius Jupiter energy, we're being pushed to actively seek out ways to understand our life's purpose and how that can be expressed in a way to benefit others, even globally. We can liken the highest expression of this energy to those who have finished their graduate work on life and their philosophy of it, so to speak. They are in a phase of life in which life has forced them to consider and expand their vision of humanity as a whole and their philosophy of the purpose of life and humanity, universal truths, and what these ideas mean in terms of their own higher purpose within the global community, or in its lower expression, a lack of any insight to any of these ideas or concepts. In its lowest expression, ninth house Sagittarius Jupiter energetic triad is a very narrow-minded person, intolerant of others' perspectives, thinking their own narrow viewpoint is 100% correct, making no room for others' views, perspectives, or philosophies on life. They have not taken the action to open their minds to others outside of their own cultural or philosophical beliefs, which of course limits their own life in many ways and the lives of those who come in contact with such people. We live in a world full of people of different cultures, different backgrounds, different educations, different faiths, or lack thereof. No one is 100% correct, and no one is 100% wrong. Yes, we are here to express our individuality, but not in a way that limits ourselves or others. Our individual expression, our worldview, our faith, our life philosophies must be constructive and supportive of lifting all others, not materially, but through acceptance of differences and being the most positive expression of ourselves. The metaphysical astrology ninth house Sagittarius Jupiter energetic triad is where we come to fully understand our south and north node lessons, letting go of our innate south node behaviors, limiting ways of being, and learning how to fully embrace our expanded north node expression, our highest and best expression of ourselves in this lifetime. And the life lessons this process, this journey teaches us. A lesson we can then contribute to the rest of humanity by expressing it in a global form, whether as a writer or a blogger or a vlogger or a film or media producer or of some kind, a lecturer, or just standing up at our child's elementary PTA meeting and giving helpful insight into a common dilemma, and so on and so forth. The ways to spread knowledge across the globe in the 21st century are nearly endless at this point. But first, before we do that, we must master our North Node expression and the process it took us to get there. This is the process and the knowledge we are meant to share with others. That is what the ninth house Sagittarius Jupiter energetic triad is supporting us to accomplish. In return, it blesses our lives with expansive opportunities. If we try to take shortcuts through this long process and decide to become an influencer in some way before we're ready, spreading misinformation of any kind, information that can actually hurt people in any way because of our ignorance more than anything else, this will bring all forms of energetic blockages into your life. In the ninth house, Sagittarius, Jupiter energy, we must first aim high and go through the entire process of learning how to rise above our nature, the lowest expression of our natal chart, to reach the highest expression before we can truly and honestly be a positive influence to the greater or global community. Hence, the ninth house Sagittarius Jupiter fire energy is first an active intellectual process, and then finally the active goal of spreading the information, the universal truths that are beneficial to everyone in some way, designed to help others find the highest and most positive and constructive expression of themselves. In the meantime, before we reach our goal to master this energy, we should be open to differing yet constructive perspectives. We should always be open and willing to learn from people who are positive and constructive. If we rush to judgment, immediately disagreeing with their way of being, if our minds are closed to the possibility of another's viewpoint having some insight into our own life, we will stay very narrow-minded and never reap the miracles that can come from getting out of our comfort zones mentally. To actively stretch and expand our narrow childlike views of the world, to learn from seeing how others, people from different cultures and faiths and beliefs and so on and so forth, see and relate to the world. This does not mean you have to ultimately agree with someone else's point of view or their way of life. But if you don't really listen, if you don't truly open your mind to the possibility that they might have even the tiniest insight that you have never been exposed to before, maybe an answer to a question you have been looking for, you will never learn enough about this world and about people to overcome the lowest expression of your natal chart. You will never reach the expression of your highest and best self, your highest potential, which is everybody's life purpose. A lack of a broader education, whether it is a lack of a higher education at an institution of higher learning or simply extensive life experience, it doesn't matter. The important lesson here is in the energy of actively pursuing and gaining a broader, more accepting view of humanity, who we are as individuals within the world, and in what ways we as individuals are responsible to act for the highest and best good of all. How to support others, not materially, but intellectually. If all of this sounds foreign to you, try simply actively deciding to become more accepting of others' views and actions that are for the betterment of the whole is a good place to start. Or even actively deciding to watch both Democratic and Republican and neutral news outlets before rushing to judgment. Being open to all sides before making your final decision. Actively putting yourself in the position of another to hear opinions that you might not readily be comfortable with. If we always stay in our comfort zone, we will never expand intellectually. Once there, we then need to actively take opportunities that help us expand, spread constructive wisdom instead of reactive hate, which we see all over social media, and to act in ways to help others understand how they can also rise up to be the best versions of themselves, which in turn will help others, like the effect of a snowball rolling down a hill. It just keeps expanding. If you truly want to help others, don't help them materially. In this energy, the old adage, give a person a fish and you feed them for one day. Teach a person to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. This old adage is a universal truth. This is the ninth house Sagittarius Jupiter energetic triad at its very core. Meaning, if we simply take care of others materially without giving them the knowledge they need to thrive on their own, we are actually robbing them of the opportunity to learn to become independent, to become free materially and intellectually themselves, so they can be their highest and best self. It is in the ninth house, Sagittarius Jupiter evolutionary step, that we finally understand what our life purpose is. Once achieved, we will have a better, higher, more expansive understanding of humanity and our place as an individual, our responsibility to the whole. Then, when a new opportunity comes in response to our new understanding, if you know the opportunity will be for your highest and best good, as well as the highest and best expression of everyone else, just do it. Just do it. These expanded opportunities are the miracles that come when one masters this energy. When it's time to create personal expressions to help everyone learn to become their highest and best selves, whatever that means individually for each person, which is found in their natal chart. And this is manifested by everyone taking responsibility and working to achieve their personal life purpose by raising our understanding of humanity, the one we were born or born into. Ultimately, this process and these actions will bring humanity together as a whole. That is the purpose of the ninth house Sagittarius Jupiter energy. It supports the process of becoming open-minded. First, we have to actively pursue the intellectual process, learning to rise above the nature of our south node mindset that no longer serves us constructively. And once we master our north node expression, the goal is to help others do the same. When there are aspects that cause blockages in the expression of a particular house, sign, planet, energetic expression in your chart or during a transit, making the energy unconstructive or even destructive forces in our lives, this is how metaphysical astrology evolutionary understanding helps us remove the blockages to make them more constructive forces in our lives. This has been the energetic influence of the ninth house Sagittarius Jupiter energetic triad, how this energy expression manifests and how to rise above any blockages of its highest expression in a chart. Okay, next up will be the 10th house Capricorn Saturn energetic triad. Until then, I wish you all a divinely guided day. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.